Hello everyone, Robisnow, welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at Formula Flow 3 by the Honk. We can see we've got 70 pilots signed up for this. We've only got 6 finishers. This is a gruelling track and I'm going to show you why. I'm not going to do a tryout because I still can't finish this consistently. I've switched down to my Decoy Obsession drone with its fancy lights and stuff because it's just slower than the drone I was using in Formula Flow 2, and I kind of need the slowness. I'm going to leave the camera angle there and see what happens here actually. So Formula Flow 3, kind of same take on the other one, Formula Flow 2, in that, oh gosh, some nice lines to get you flying through and stuff. This building that I'm not going to fly through again, this one here, absolutely hell. I despise that building. It's so cruel, so cruel. It's got the these little red zones with purple outlines, like here. If you fly through the red zone, you die instantly. It's just instant death. The purple bar seems to be like a neon bar that you can bounce off of. You generally don't want to do that either because it messes you up. But on the whole, like the course has got some lovely lines. Oh gosh, oh my goodness, tree. But it is so tricky because it's quite tight knit. So if you deviate even slightly from the line you should be taking, you're likely gonna just like crash into a wall or a post. This building quite cruel because you have to carry in a lot of momentum coming down from those hoops into quite a sharp corner with an instant kill spot. So I try not to go too quickly through there. But on the whole, this bit's not so bad. If they were all like those two buildings, I wouldn't mind it because the dead zones are quite easy to avoid. But in here, I like, because you have to turn around it, it's super easy to like misjudge your height or something and you just fly into that dead zone. But yeah, oh god, and that's what I mean, like it demands your attention. I'm gonna try, and oh no, we're upside down. I was gonna try and fly to the repair zone because this is a 5-lap track, so you do have to do a pit stop at some point for the sake of your battery at the very least, because battery management is on. Oh gosh, there we go, we're through. That was actually quite a clean line for me through there. But yeah, I definitely recommend toning your quad power down if you are struggling to get through that at your usual speeds, because it's the only thing that's helped me. I've obviously got a slightly lower camera angle on this one as well. But yeah, it's got some very, very satisfying lines through it. I really do like it when it comes off. It feels very, very nice to fly. This bit's probably the easiest section of the track, this sort of long right-hand turn. The rest of it, this bit though, because you do like a power loop down here normally, if you do it right, you carry quite a lot of speed in here, so you really have to think about it. Oh my god. As you can see, yeah, there we go, we're through. The rest, this bit, this final section is kind of like you can almost concentrate a lot less because it's not as tricky as the rest of the course. So that's lap 1 again, 1:13, which is pretty standard time for me through this when I get it right. There we go, yeah, that's feeling a lot better, but that is arguably for me the hardest part. Like I crash out on that section like every time I fly. Oh gosh, I need to think about this, I'm not concentrating fully. Whoops. Through. But yeah, so same as Formula Flow 2 as the video there, really satisfying lines. There's the only bit I get stuck on is something, as you can see there, I kind of lose track of where I'm supposed to fly through this, but that's just because I haven't flown it enough yet. I'm still trying to memorize the course, but yes, on the whole, I really like it. I think it would benefit from an easy mode, if that makes sense. Like a mode without the dead zones, just for the sake of people that are trying to fly through it really, really quickly. Oh gosh, where am I going? I got lost. because I think that will like there are certain, like I was almost at a point where I didn't want to fly through this track anymore because I kept crashing in this first zone, like this first gate over here. I'm definitely gonna have to stop for battery pack charge on the third lap. This zone here, oh, I hate it. It's, oh god, no, there it is. So lap 3, we died. But yeah, so as I was saying, this building here is arguably, this happens every time now. Every time, third time's the charm. If we don't do it here, we'll go check out a replay of someone who's doing it a lot quicker than I am. There we go, we're free. But yeah, like I can fly most of the track a little bit nicer when I am concentrating. But that section at the start gets me every time. Oh gosh, whoops. Let's try and punch it a bit here. Let's try and throw some speed in. This is why we don't throw speed in. See, like that is nice when you get it. Obviously that was a little bit out of my control. I was a bit too fast and a bit just going for it without thinking. Whoops. Let's burn that battery pack on the ground. And there we go. Yeah, I'm trying to fly through too fast. So, very tough, very challenging track. Rewarding and satisfying when you do get it right. I know when I get to lap 5 and get a time on here, I'm going to be just glad and relieved to have done it. But yeah, really tough stuff. Let's take a look at Iligil. I don't know how you say that. But yeah, we'll view their replay. And it gives me a chance to talk about it without thinking so much when I'm flying. So you can see already they're going to be taking this a lot faster than I was, and they do it so nicely. Like, that's really, really well done. Such clean lines, and like this gives you a sense of that satisfaction that you feel when you get it right, because once you know it and you are familiar with, you know, the angles you need to make, it is rewarding and satisfying to fly through. I've said that enough times now, I'm sure you're getting the picture. But as you can see, it's not an easy course, it's definitely a challenging one. Most of it is fairly doable in terms of the size of the gates and stuff. It's the angle that the gates come at, because you've got these like sharp ups and downs on curves and banks. Like that's what makes the easier gates quite tricky and easy to crash on, because you've got, the target size is easy, but because you've got an angle, it becomes like, say that's your box that you're trying to aim for. At an angle, it becomes, you know, like that. So it's gone down to this. That's what you're trying to look through and fly through. If you don't bank, like as you start banking back, that target becomes bigger. But it's yeah, finding the right line is key in a lot of this track. But it is very nice to fly. So honk, well done. I really like what you've done. I'm torn between the dead zone areas, because in a way the sort of the part of me that's like one more try, and like why I like games like Dark Souls and stuff where it's challenging, but if you concentrate you can do it, like, but if you're not paying attention you will like pay for it, like those kind of, that's what I like about this kind of track. But also I do think this one is just, oh, that is so cruel, because you've got a nice wide corner to turn and then you've halved it with the dead zones, and I'm just like, every time I fly through it I'm like scared. It gets me every time. But yeah, really like track. I'm loving the design aspect. I'm loving the like the flow feeling that you get out of it. Very, very nice Formula Flow. Track 3, everyone. So good luck to anyone that's trying to get onto the leaderboards. Very tough one. But for those that have finished, well done. That's huge. Very tough course to get onto. And typically, there we go, we've got some loading. And Honk's sitting in number 4 for 6:41. I imagine that's where I'm going to come in at, because if it's 5 laps and I'm doing 5:15, 1:15 every track, I'm going to be in the 6-minute mark for sure, especially with a pit stop. So, if I finish. Alright then, people. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Robisnow. This is Liftoff's Formula Flow 3 by honk. I will see you next time.